Hey, what's up, y'all? So I've gotten into a few conversations with Christians recently about whether we have to keep the Sabbath. And what I state is this is one of the commandments. It's actually one of the 10 commandments of Yah, one of the 10 commandments of the Most High Yahweh, Yahuwah. So I've gotten the last brother that I was conversing with. He was saying, oh, we don't have to do that, and we have rest in Jesus, and this and that, and I showed him in the old covenant, in the Old Testament, where the Most High had said, I give you rest even in the Old Testament. So he said, I gave you rest in the Old Testament, but he was still saying that we have to keep the seventh day as a day of rest. He wasn't saying the rest that he gives us replaces giving us one day of rest. And he's like, oh, well, so let me first read the commandment. So this is in Exodus 20, verse 8. It says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Very clear. This is one of the commandments, to remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. A whole day, 24-hour period. And really, biblically, the day starts at sundown. So it's really from sundown to sundown on a biblical day. So he's like, well, it's a good principle, but, it's not a law, or it's not a... So he didn't even like the word law. He didn't like the word law or commandment. And we got to stop fearing that. It's like people feel like forced, like, it's a law, it's a commandment. I don't want to have to do it. And this is, the Most High says, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. My commandments. We can't be, that's a rebellious people if we're scared to keep something that's called a commandment from the Most High. Much less, we should be able to take commandments at times from people, from supervisors, from, whoever it may be. Youth have to take commandments from parents, or, we should be able to take order and discipline. But if we can't even take that from God, that's a whole nother thing. So we need to recognize that this is a commandment and we can't run from it. He wanted to go, oh, it's a good principle. And I was like, you think we shouldn't take a day of rest? You want to work 7 days a week? You think that's a bad thing to rest on a day? So listen, let's stop being stiff-necked. Let's keep commandments and laws. It's not a grievous thing to keep a law if it comes from God. Stop fearing that word law. It's like, oh, we're shackled, we're prisoners if we're under. No, it doesn't mean you're under this scrutiny of this law. God's laws are blessings. These are blessings. So saying that we can rest one day of the week, a whole day of rest, that's a blessed thing. We're not in this bondage and this tight, oh, we're under the law. No. Enjoy. It says, and King Solomon said, I love thy law. It's my meditation all the day. We have to love this thing. That's my thought for today. Y'all blessings, y'all.